Welcome to the Crypto Campfire. They always get a receipt for their donut, Mitch and the Professor, featuring special guest Jason Corle.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Crypto Campfire podcast. This is the Professor.
And Mitch.
And today we're going to be talking with Jason Corle. Before we start talking to him, let's take a look at the crypto news from the Crypto Gent.
Thanks, Professor. It's the cryptocurrency news with the Crypto Gent. IBM and SoftBank announce a mobile payment blockchain. And Bitcoin Suisse acquires $3 million share of trade intelligence firm CoinRoots. That's the cryptocurrency news in a flash with the Crypto Gent, and it's back to you.
Thanks a lot, Crypto Gent. So, Mitch, this is going to be a good one. I'm pretty excited to talk to Jason here. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
This isn't the first rodeo for you, but...
Right? No, it's this day just couldn't have gotten any better, and it just did. So, I mean, talk about icing on levels of cakes. This is like a quadruple decker here, baby.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a good one. Jason, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you.
Thanks, guys. Very humbling intro there, guys. Very humbling, but I'm around some really great people. I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for the opportunity.
No problem. We're really grateful for you to come on the show. Let's just kind of real quick get started with what you're doing at PAC Coin. Like specifically, what's your job title there, and what are you actually doing within the project?
I'm part of the board of directors. Okay, so basically, overall, what we do is the directors are making everyday decisions on what we're going to do with the blockchain, different applications that we're looking to build off of our blockchain. Those applications go further than just buying and selling products and services. We're looking to get into different avenues such as distribution and whatnot. So, we're trying to really expand ourselves out there. We've changed over to PAC Global, and PAC Coin is under our umbrella now, which is great. And we transitioned right now recently over the last 48 hours from a proof of work coin to a proof of stake coin. So my job there, typically what I do there is I look to expand our presence in the retail market and help develop products and services that will benefit retailers and customers alike to spend their crypto.
It's kind of funny because I've heard of PAC Coin a long time ago. I picked up a little bit on a trade at one point, just playing around with it because it was talking about it on Twitter, and I never really looked into it and learned very much about it. So I'm actually kind of interested in hearing more about what you guys are actually doing, what the focus is of the project.
Well, one of our really big focuses is charity. Okay, we have a great leader, Robin Mathis, at our charity department. He's spearheaded many great projects already. We've done multiple projects down in Calcutta, as well as down in Venezuela, trying to provide people with access to food and water through street vendors and allowing them and giving them the ability to spend their PAC at these street vendors that we set up. And we were giving out like paper airdrops, paper wallets. And, that was one project that we've done. And that's a project that we continue to work on a daily basis. We have boots on the ground down there. And our new project that's going on right now is going to be based out of Africa. And what we're doing there is we're taking land that has refuse and garbage and things of that nature. We're going to go in, we're going to do a cleanup for the local people there. We're going to plant fruit-bearing trees there as well. And we got permission from the government to move forward with the project. So that's something that we're doing right now that we're really proud of at PAC Coin, because, giving back to people and having the chain actually give up to 5% back to charity is really a strong proposition for helping people out in the world today.
Seriously, I mean, there's so much good that crypto can do, and when applied properly. How did that come up? Like, how did you guys come up with that idea for that project there?
Actually, when we started PAC, part of our platform was when we transferred from the old PAC, which was the Pacifica Nation coin, to PAC, the People's Alternative Choice coin. We changed algorithms. It used to be a proof of stake algorithm back then, and now we transitioned to a Dash X11 algorithm when we transfer it over. Okay, so we have master nodes, and essentially, we use our master nodes to pay out and take care of different functions within our ecosystem. So if somebody decides they want to come up and say, Mitch says, you know what, I want to do a session out in my local hometown for whatever charity, and he brings up a proposition and puts it up to the master nodes, we then vote to see if it's something that's a value proposition for us, and something that's going to be helpful for the community and expansion of our name. And we go ahead and we vote on it. And if it goes through, then the funding gets supplemented, and we try to help you through the process so that the event can be successful. And that's really a plus for the individuals that are looking to do something on the charitable end, because we're not going to just say, hey, here's this money, go and do it. No, we're going to come out, we're going to help you perform at a high level and make sure that that prop that we put out is being funded for something that's going to really work.
It's such a cool thing to see that kind of system in place. There's a lot of people that try to do it and they just have a hard time implementing it successfully. And it's rare to see somebody who's actually having so much success with it and actually getting some stuff done and making a difference. And it's amazing. So I can keep going. I'm gonna let Mitch jump in here, but
well, that's really the thing that has really driven my passion for this space over the last year and a half, and more so over the last few months. Just the people and the nature of the people that are just so willing to give time and give assistance wherever they can. And that's really what's moved me. And, to hear this about PAC Coin is even more intriguing. I mean, it's funny because when we went to Jersey, J-Mac was all like excited because we were going to be you were going to be there and you were going to be giving out PAC Coin and stuff like that. So he went and bought a bunch of PAC Coin and then it got frozen in his damn wallet.
Oh,
so
yeah,
and so he couldn't get to it, and then the price was going down, and he was all freaking out.
If it wasn't crypto, it was Yobit. It's always something with one of those exchanges for us.
But it's just one of those experiences, that you look back. You're laughing your ass off because your buddy's fucking having a panic attack. He's like, "Oh my god, I can't get to it,"
Dude,
so.
That's funny you say that, man.
I was giggling, when we first started chatting here, and because that popped into my head, and I'm like, I got to get that out, or I'm gonna have the giggles all night. So let's get that out of the way.
I was speaking to Jay back in DM, that about it. I was trying to help about to get him.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, you know what, you're better is to sell it on the exchange, switch it off the exchange, and get it off Yobit forever. Don't go back,
and then we get this it wasn't really that bad, but it was bad. This hotel, the Johnny's like, "Oh yeah, you'll be fine. Go ahead and stay there. It's a good place right there in Jersey." He's like, "I never even seen it before in my life, Mitch. I don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "Oh, you motherfucker," So I mean, that was fun, and just the whole trip was awesome. And, we got to meet you and have good conversation there, and actually hanging out with everybody. It was just really cool. So there's a lot of memories that have been built around these relationships, and then to see those relationships flourish into things that can assist in helping the less fortunate or helping spread the adoption of freedom, because I think that's what this is more about than making money off a token.
You know that, man. You know that we're both on the same page as far as that's concerned. And actually, I wanted to say thank you again to Johnny Litecoin, now that you mentioned that event in Jersey, because Johnny Litecoin was the one that was able to get Bitcoin Ben to allow us to provide PAC tokens to pay for the beer and alcohol at the event. And that was actually passed through the DAO. So that's how we funded that, was through our DAO system, our voting system. And we funded that event through the DAO, and it ended up being a great event because I ended up meeting so many great people, like-minded individuals that are looking to expand. And it's not about, like we said before, and we've said a bunch of times when we've been together, it's not about my coin or your coin. It's about, we're in this struggle together, because cryptocurrency market and the crypto Twitter and the families that we're bringing together, we're in a battle against something bigger than us. And honestly, we can't be divided when you're trying to battle
No.
the big guy. You know, you got to be together.
Exactly. And we've been pushing, we've all been pushing unity like stronger than hell. I know I have, I know the professor has, you know, and that's one of the beauties of the name that was bestowed upon us, so to speak, you know, the crypto campfire, right? It's not the Bitcoin campfire. It's not the Ethereum campfire. It's the crypto campfire for a reason, you know? And I cherish that. I really do, because there's so much more to life than just one token or one coin.
And you know, you guys do a great job, an amazing job promoting the crypto sphere, so to speak. You and the professor are doing an outstanding job as far as providing awareness to the community. And you know, for everybody in the space and everybody at PacCoin, we say thank you for bringing us on, because we really appreciate it over at PAC Global. This was a big thing for us, and we're very happy to be here. And I'm glad I could represent them here, and you guys gave me a platform for it. So
absolutely. Now we're gonna step into a little bit different talk. We usually start out with that, and then we step into a little bit about you. So I'm gonna let the professor start on that.
So let's go back. How did you get into crypto? For the very beginning.
I got into crypto in, I think it was 2016, towards the end of 16. And a couple buddies of mine had just, you know, been saying to me, hey, look, you should get into this. Actually, one of my buddies, Muhammad, he was doing video game programming and stuff like that. And he was into all this stuff pretty heavily and using it to pay devs and stuff like that. They were all getting paid in different cryptos and everything. And he was like, yeah, listen, buy some Litecoin. He told me at first, he was like, buy some of this Litecoin. I bought some Litecoin. I sat on it. To be honest with you, I totally forgot I even had it. And then I got back into it in 17, a little bit deeper, and I kind of fell into the wormhole, the rabbit hole, so to speak. And I haven't pulled out of the rabbit hole since, you know, early 2017, man. I've been just in this thing and looking to, you know, better myself at trading and find a niche in the space, and going to different gatherings and crypto conventions. I was able to meet some really great people that taught me a lot, and some really good people over at PacCoin, the original PacCoin, that gave me an opportunity to help out and be an ambassador to the coin. And that was early 2018. And since then, I've really just been running with the PAC team and then getting out and promoting. And actually, I work, and my family has a few dealerships. So part of my story with crypto is we have brought Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and PAC Global to our dealerships. So as of today, when I actually set up our wallets from Alliant as well as PAC Global, what we're doing with PAC Global, but I got that just set up at my dealerships, and now we're going to be accepting crypto, and you know, we're trying to expand to other cryptocurrencies as well. But right now, we're starting off with the three, you know, big hitters, and we're also bringing in obviously PAC Global to accept that as well at the dealership. So, you know, my story is to just keep expanding and growing and try to build in the space with everybody else and form the relationship, so, you know, we can build out together and get something really special built, you know, and that's what we're looking for at PAC, man.
Awesome. I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to ask you about the 4 dealerships and how you got that going. Cause I mean, it's, you know, Mitch and I are all about getting cryptocurrency being used and
Yes.
not just speculated on. You know, it's a tool, so get out there and use it. And so I really love when people are actually doing that. And it's cool that you're actually taking that outside of like the Twitter space and really taking it to your real world situation and making it happen and doing big things with it.
We're in the New York Metro. Okay. We already do a lot of spots on ESPN, a bunch of local radio stations, well, New York Metro radio stations, TV commercials, things like that. We're going to we're going to roll out a really nice Bitcoin, Litecoin, PAC Global accepted here promotional thing, where we're going to try to get people to come and spend their crypto with us. And we're going to give them some discounts. We're going to give them some things to incentivize them to come spend their crypto, use their crypto, And with our PAC Global end of things, we're actually developing a few different applications based off of our masternode layer that we're going to use for a customer rewards program for customer loyalty. And we're going to use the masternode payouts that we would set up and receive for that company that we would vote through the DAO. We were going to use those payouts, okay, to reward customers for their loyalty coming back. And then after a certain amount of PAC coins, they'll be able to get a free oil change tire rotation at the service department. And they'll be able to use those coins whenever they come in for service, or, you know, we're going to educate people as well on being able to spend their coins. And we plan on, thanks to Johnny Litecoin, my main man, by the way, we're going to have some crypto ATMs in there as well, which is going to be really, really big for adoption as well there. So we're going to try to put the full gamut in there, and we're going to bring Johnny in, and hopefully Johnny can get some of his heavy hitters and to do some commercials and stuff like that to really promote. Because again, this is all about the unity thing and all of us coming together to push this narrative. So
basically, you're creating an ecosystem for the token to be used within the dealership that you accept cryptocurrency for payments for. So if people have PAC Global tokens, PAC tokens, they can use it for oil changes, right? So it creates its own little ecosystem, because you might not be able to spend them in other locations at this point in time, right? So until that adoption really takes place, this gives an ecosystem to that particular. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's just something to try to build out, because it's like you guys said, and you guys we're always talking about, Mitch, it's all about use case, you know, and we got to get use case. We got to use this stuff, and we got to promote it to people that don't know about it. That's the key, you know. And when you get into a dealership like ours, we're not to toot our own horns, not to say anything. We have very large dealerships in the Northeast. Paramus, it's All American Ford in Paramus, All American Ford in Hackensack. You can check us out at allamericanford.net. Take a look at the inventory we have. Take a look at all the trucks we have, the cars. We build out F-150s and Raptors. We lift them. We put the kits in them. We do all those special things with the cars. And we're going to accept your Bitcoin and your Litecoin 100%. You want to pay the whole car in that, we're going to accept it. We're going to take it there on the spot and buy your car with your Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum right there on the spot. So see,
I'm from Detroit, so finding a car dealership near me is kind of challenging. I'm just kidding. They're like a dime. You throw a coin and you're going to hit one, right? So
we have to go to corporate out there.
Here's the thing, right? Today I was at, and I got to touch on this because today I was at this brewery, right? That's a microbrewery. They make their own, and they're local and they're small, right? Local small town development, and they've done really well. It's called Witch's Hat Brewery. Anyways, I stopped by there, I don't know, a few months back, and when I first started getting out there to establishments trying to get them to take crypto. And I talked to the manager at the time, and it really wasn't, he kind of just said, yeah, blew me off and probably didn't relay any information. So I stopped back there again today and talked to the owner. The owner was actually there. I was like, oh, cool. So introduced myself and long conversation, and it was a positive one. The only thing was, he's like, so let me ask you this from a business perspective. Can you show me, or can you tell me at least 20 local establishments within a 100-mile area that takes this, that I can use as a gauge as to if I want to get into this or not? And I said, sadly I can't, because it's so early in the adoption of it. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, he says, come back when you can, and then we'll have some more conversation. I said, fair enough. So that's a challenge, because it's not something that people can just call their neighbor and say, yo, hey, you spend this, you taking this stuff for payment, and so on and so forth, and get real feedback from real people that are using it the way it should be used. So that's a challenge, I think. And also, I guess where I was going with this was, it would be awesome to be able to kind of salt the earth, so to speak, and take these relationships that you guys have established with these dealerships. And down in Oklahoma, you got Litecoin Lisa and her husband having that dealership and are now taking crypto. So how can we create this network and start adding other dealerships to this network of ones that have already accepted it, and try and get them on board with the whole movement? How can we go about doing that? Because I think the importance of, yo, Joe, Jim Bob's Ford dealership calling Joe and saying, hey, Joe, how's your sales? How's your Bitcoin stuff? Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, man, we love it. It's great. You need to do it. Okay, cool. Right. So you get that feedback. How do we make that network happen?
Well, I think it starts with education and getting people to understand that there are other options out there where you can accept crypto. You can take the crypto and have it directly deposited as cash into your checking account if you don't feel comfortable with holding the instability of the asset. So that option alone opens doors because now you don't have risk. There's no fee to sign up to do this program. They actually deposit the money in your account within 24 to 72 hours, and it's on the business level as far as business days are concerned. So there are options out there that if people are educated properly and they understand that they don't have any risk or liability, plus they don't have to pay the 3.5% transaction fee for the credit cards.
Right.
The education is what is going to lead to the adoption, because when people start to understand that they're going to pay less to use this stuff, they're going to be able to hold their own money. They're going to be able to be their own bank. They're going to be able to have that freedom. Well, people will buy into it just like they bought into the internet in the early 90s that we lived through, and all the other advancements that have come about.
Right.
So
and I'm with 100% of what you're saying, because that's what we do all the time when we go out and we pass these out. If we have a conversation, right, we're spreading information and we're spreading knowledge. The point of my question was to say, how can we get these dealerships to unite and talk to one another?
Well, here's how I think, Mitch, and this is the easy way. Once they see that somebody is accepting it, I know in the Northeast, very, very, very competitive up here where I live. Once they see one person accepting it, people using it, the next dealer is going to want it. So for me, I was able to get 6 signed up. Now I'm also in talks with a few different grocery stores for the same exact program.
Nice.
And the thing is, when certain people, like within my family,
I know a guy.
Yeah, my father-in-law is very influential in the area, so he knows a lot of people. And with that being stated, you get to talk to people that have influence that you could get your foot in the door with. And if you do well with one of them, and they see how easy it is, they understand there's the biggest thing that I tell everybody in the car dealership business, the biggest sell for us is chargebacks. So in the car business, 6 months down the road, and this happens frequently. I've been the service manager, service director of multiple dealerships that we have up here in the Northeast. The biggest problem we have is chargebacks. Crypto does away with that. If you even accept crypto through Alliance, and Alliance putting the cash into your account, guess what? The transaction took place in cryptocurrency. There is no chargeback.
Right.
Okay. So, the education, the understanding of where the technology is going, but more importantly, like you said, Mitch, it's the networking with the proper people. It's networking with the people that have influence and getting them to understand, listen, you don't have to know how email works, but you use it every single day.
Right.
Same thing with cryptocurrency. You don't have to know how it works. All you have to know as the retailer is that you're going to have the cash in your checking account no later than 72 hours after the transaction takes place.
Right.
That's huge. That's how I look at it.
Absolutely. And that in itself is huge. And I think it's a combination, and that's where the team effort comes into play, right? Where we're all a team and we all have our special talent, so to speak, I mean,
exactly.
Like Mr. Trick can create a seed card, right? And Kat can take that seed card, or Polly P or the professor can take that seed card now, print it off from Mr. Trick's website, and then he can go to an establishment and drop it off and either plant the seed or plant it and fertilize it right then and there, right? With information, because sometimes it's better to pre-fertilize when you're planting the seed than it is to just drop it and hope it grows, right?
Exactly.
So you add a little horse shit or fertilizer to it and it's going to grow, right? So, I mean, sometimes you can actually watch these things blossom in front of your eyes and it's amazing. So
Right.
those moments that you actually see that genesis happen, that growth, that absorption of information from an individual with open mind, and they're going, oh my God, this is so cool, right? I want to learn more.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm rambling. Professor.
Yeah, let's talk about those seed cards though. Let's talk about that.
Oh my
that
God.
whole thing. I mean, it's just, so, you know, it started out with Kat and Clint doing just a little simple thing. And then to see it just kind of turn just
and
from
then
people seeing it happening, and then Pauly, and then taking
Pauly
it and throwing the idea out there
and
to put them on a map.
Right.
It's amazing. Man. And then Change Angel turns
is.
around and runs with it and puts it on their website. And then Trick makes a website to host the cards. And
dude, within the last
like
5 to 7 days, look at the world map and look at all of the seeds that have been planted in the world map. It's freaking incredible. I mean, you know, I got Detroit locked up, but I'm just telling you, freaking incredible, right? I mean, Johnny Appleseed's out there kicking it, and you got the father of the seed. What do they call him? Johnny or Pauly P. Father of the seed or whatever, you know, king of the seed. And then we're calling Red Cat the Genesis seed, right? She's the one that kind of started this whole thing. You know, so, and then you got the enforcer back there, you know, Clint Westwood, you know, guy, go get your seeds, you know.
What a good guy.
Oh yeah, you know, you could not ask for a better family to be surrounded by.
Yeah.
Straight up, hands down, no questions asked. And I think everybody knows that. But today, you know, I said, I can't make any money working, so I might as well be productive, right? So I went and hit, like, gosh, I think 4 or 5 different establishments. And I need to share this if I may. One of them was looking for a computer for one of the guys in crypto, right? One of the guys on crypto Twitter. Stumbled across this conversation, and this kind of ties in with the whole giving and charity side of things, right? Got into this conversation that he was in, and he was talking about how he used to love to do, you know, tech work and design work and stuff like that. But, you know, he's young and he's got a young family. And so, you know, he had to sell off a lot of his stuff to make ends meet. And, you know, he hasn't been able to afford to buy a computer. So this touched me, and I'm like, well, maybe I can donate my computer, right? My laptop. I got an old laptop. And then talked about, you know, value of it and how much it's actually, how good it would be, and then how much it would cost. So this thing's been going on for probably about 3 or 4 weeks. And then I think it was today I threw out in the chat, right, that we talk with these seeds about Change Angel. And I'm like, this is what I want to do. I want to figure out how we can get this guy a computer. I don't care how we do it, but united, we need to make this happen. Well, then the professor steps up and he says, I got enough parts around here. I could build a pretty kick butt, you know, computer for this guy and make that happen, you know. And then LT stands up, Laura Taylor, and says, well, I'll take care of the shipping. And it's like, okay, so now we need to get a keyboard and a mouse and a monitor. And it's like, Change Angel's like, well, maybe we'll do a fundraiser, and, you know, all the funds can go towards that. And, you know, once we get to a certain point where it's going to cover the cost of those things, any money that's beyond, or anything, donations that come in beyond, maybe they go to a fund that's going to support people in the same situation.
That's awesome.
And so
it's crazy how things
just
grow,
how
right?
these things snowball,
Yeah,
right?
awesome.
And it's just all because of a seed.
Yeah. And
think about that. All because of this little card right here.
That is such a great idea with the seeds, man, and planting seeds and doing what you guys are doing. It's just a great way to spread adoption.
It's just crazy. It is. And then today, you know, to top it off, before this conversation, I had a buddy of mine, you know, I've been talking to him about crypto for some time. We've just been meaning to get together. So today, get together with him, set him up a wallet, send him $5 worth of Litecoin. So he showed him how that worked. Then I set him up on Coinbase.
Yeah,
he buys some Bitcoin.
Yeah,
you know,
that was awesome.
Transfers that over to his wallet. So he's all excited, you know. And then by the time we got done, Litecoin had gone up, and I went, oh my God, look.
Look, you made money.
that $5 I gave you is now $5.50. You got to give me 50 cents. So, you know, that was the one time it's actually worked in the positive, because usually by the time you're done, whatever you gave them was, oh, you already lost money.
You have to tell them you're sending them $5, and then you really send them like $5.75.
Right. Yeah. Just so that they don't down below $5 too quick, at least while you're there.
And there's a higher possibility of them getting it going like, oh shit, I made $1.
Yeah, the market's been crazy, right?
It has.
A roller coaster.
That's all right. I don't look at it too much anymore.
It's just
Yeah,
one
I
of those
know, man.
things, you know. I mean, the
Put the money
speculative side
down.
of it is nice, but yeah, you know, you just put your head down and build, keep going.
I agree, man. It's all about the building right now. It's so early, like you guys said before, and even us, we're in the infancy phase. We're just building out and trying to build applications to have other platforms like and other coins like Litecoin and Bitcoin and USD coins that we're looking to partner up with, and all these other different things that we're looking to do. We need other coins, other liquidity, other currencies for us to expand and grow. And our
Right.
platforms are looking to expand to that point where, look, we're trying to build out, we're in the process of building out platforms that are going to have debit cards. You'll be able to spend your coins on your debit card. You'll be able to buy gift cards with your crypto. You'll be able to swap from any coin that you have in your wallet to the other coin seamlessly and without fees in the wallet. So all of these things we're trying to build out, but we need other currencies. We need liquidity. We need all these things for us to be able to expand. Plus those technologies that other people have already put forward. Listen, the only way to expand and get better is to take from others and build upon what others have already built out as well. So, we know that it's a team process. We need everybody aboard. And that's kind of, I think, the theme overall that I want to promote in the crypto space is let's come together. Let's figure out ways to make applications that people can use daily. So it's easy for the common user to just spend their crypto. It's just got to be seamless. You just got to go up, like spend up and just scan it and you're done. And it's got to get a little bit easier for everybody. And that's what we're trying to do. Build applications that are easy and friendly to the non-crypto user or person that's just a layman,
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, that's like one of the things we talk about all the time is just build those other layers that make things, like you say, more seamless or more easy for people to use and understand. It's just their normal. It's got to be part of their normal thing. It can't be different. It can't be a bump, because when it's a bump, most people aren't going to want to do it. And that's just the way it is. And it's an indie industry, and so it's cool. I love people that are pioneering those kind of things because it's the real key and the real ticket to mass adoption. We can get widespread adoption. We can get a lot of different wonderfully functioning use cases. We can get a lot of great things, but until the everyday person can pick up their phone and use crypto and not think about the fact that it's a blockchain, then we're not going to get that. So that's so awesome to hear that you're pushing for that, because
it's like a motor, right? It's like an engine, right? If you look at the crypto space as an engine, you can have a piston, but that piston going up and down isn't going to affect anything unless it's tied to a crank, and that crank isn't going to do anything unless it's tied to a transmission, right? So all of these things make this vehicle move.
And think the about key part about there is that whole engine doesn't do shit unless there's
without the oil or fuel.
No, even worse. Unless there's a steering wheel and a gas pedal to easily move it where the hell you want it to go. They're not going to drive the fucking thing. So that's exactly it. You got to have those easy utilities for people to use the technology, because give them a motor, give them a car, give them the wheels and tires. It doesn't matter until they have a seat that's squishy,
steering wheel,
and a nice steering wheel.
That's
what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, I agree 100%, and that's kind of where we're at. We're trying to build out for that, and like I said, it's going to take partnerships with different currencies, different applications. It's going to take coming together and finding ways to find simple answers to complex questions. So that's what we got to do. And that's I think it's totally feasible, because when I go to these conventions or I go hang out with Mitch and these guys, a lot of times I just shut up and I listen, because there's so many smart, knowledgeable people that are saying so many things that, if you don't just shut up and listen, you can't soak these things in. And there's so much knowledge that goes on within this space. There's so many talented people, really the sky's the limit.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I totally agree. I'm sorry. I was trying to hit my mute.
No, you're good. You go ahead.
All right. I get it. And, that's the whole beauty of these get-togethers, right? Because we can, hey, The professor's got to mute his mic.
Yeah. I thought I clicked mute, but I'm unmuted. That's all good.
But anyway,
she came in the
it's
door
all
and I had the
good.
video on. I was like, I forgot to text her and tell her that we were doing a video podcast.
Oh, and she came in with a negligee.
Yeah.
No, just
fresh batch of
He's like, okay, guys, we got to cut this short. I got something to attend to.
So I shut the video off and then thought I muted my mic and I was like, whatever.
But
Shit
yeah,
happens.
so I mean, you know, us getting together, you know, and I'm realizing that more and more every time is that everything happens for a reason. Every single thing happens for a reason. You know, us talking more, us meeting again in Philly, right? And having that time to spend together. You know, I wish you could have stayed the night and had, you know, with Johnny, and oh my God, it would have been a total party, you know, but it was awesome, you know, and it was great that you were there and we're able to spend the time that we did, because it was sick. But getting those relationships, right? And this is kind of where I was going to go before with everybody's got their we're all builders in one way or another. You know, you're building a platform, and the professor's he's a builder like nobody else when it comes to tech and when it comes to programming and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm a carpenter, but I don't really see much use for carpentry right now. So I'm building relationships and I'm building networks, you know, with people, you know, to bring all of these talents together and unify them. Because when you look at what happened in that room over the last 5 days with Change Angel and Kat and all of us in that room, you look at what happened in there just in those few days with a little bit of, I mean, you're only talking 10 or 15 people, that small pool of talent, what it was able to achieve in just a short period of time is staggering. So, you know, think about all these tokens that are off in their own independent little cyclone, you know, somewhere off in the crypto space. Bring us all together and look at what we can achieve instead of looking at what this token can achieve or that coin can achieve, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what's going to push this space forward, guys. I truly believe that. So, I mean, that's really what we believe over at PAC is it's about building relationships and expanding. You know, we for our charity, and we've already formed partnerships with like Global Boost as well, which is a cryptocurrency headed by Bruce Porter, and the Flame of Peace, which is a charitable organization, and they're actually royalty from Vienna, Austria. So we have an event coming up. It's the Washington Elite Summit, which our CEO Drew Saunders will be at, and that's going to be in Vienna on October 11th and 12th. And that is because we formed that relationship with them, and they are a huge charitable organization around the globe. They help out many people in need, and we teamed up with them to be able to provide assistance through our DAO system to help fund different things for their charitable organization. So it's really been a blessing to reach out to different communities and different people. And, you know, these outreaches have really formed strong relationships for us and given us an opportunity to help people in faraway places. Because, you know, the great thing about crypto is it's decentralized. It's all around the globe. And, you know, you have tentacles everywhere. And for us, that means we have people that can help everywhere to try to push forward our agenda. And that's to create a ecosystem for spending, for charity, and for choice and content. And that's what we're doing at PAC Global. And, you know, I'm happy that we're able to team up with other coins, other projects, and, you know, try to expand the space.
I love it, man. That's amazing. That's awesome. I mean, all right, I'm going to shift gears. I got to ask you this. Is it true that you were signed by the Buffalo Bills at one point in time?
Oh, man. Now you're taking me way back. No. That was a long time ago, but yes, I did. I did get signed with Buffalo, and I had a pretty blessed college career. I got very fortunate to play in a very good system behind some really good offensive lines and play with some really talented people. And yes, I did have a opportunity to go to the NFL and sign with Buffalo in 2000. You know, that was quite some time ago that happened. But yes, that was me, and that was my former life, you know.
That's crazy. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. That's cool.
Yeah, I did that. I did some arena football as well. So, football has been very good to me. It's taken me a lot of places in my life, so I'm very grateful for football and all it's brought me.
I mean,
Cool.
everything that you do in your life, regardless of how far back it is, it all helps build you as a person, right? No matter what that was, or how it ended, or how it started, or how anything progressed throughout. It's just you learn things in every different process that help you become a better person later on. And
this is very true.
You find things that apply to every industry that you go to. You'll find that some of those things help you in crypto, and it's one of those crazy things that it's one of those spaces where everybody can bring their backgrounds, no matter what it is, or what. I mean, because it's not only football. Obviously, you've got so many other things that you've done, and so all those things come together to build you up as who you are, and that makes you the person able to do all the things that you need to do to accomplish for your positions in the crypto space. And it's an exciting thing for me. I don't know. It's just all the projects that we work on. There's so many people from so many places. It's cool.
Yeah, there's people doing great things everywhere in this space, and that's and people come from all walks of life and have done all sorts of things, and that's the exciting thing. I meet guys. People say, "Oh, you play football." I'm more blown away by the guy that says, "I'm writing all this code and programming this, and I'm building this out," and I'm saying, "Man, how the heck do you guys even get your minds wrapped around that?" And I'm in there learning C++, trying to figure out this, that, and the third, and I just get lost. And then I think about, these guys are building the future with what they're doing, So everything that goes on is humbling. And, football taught me to stay even keel, because you can never let the highs get too high, the lows get too low. You always just got to stay even keel and find a way to get your job done, do your job, and that's kind of the crypto space, really high and really low. And you guys,
you're not kidding there.
You're going to take
everything
some big
in
hits.
between.
You're going to have some big wins. And the most of it's just going to be grunt work and a struggle the whole time. And it's, I don't know. I love it.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too, Professor. I agree with you, bro.
It's crazy. It really is. I just, sometimes you can't figure out how you're able to keep up with it all, It's just like, I mean, today, this evening, just before this, I got like 6 conversations going. I got text messages. I got 4 chat rooms, on Twitter. I got Telegram shit blowing my phone up, and and then I got the Deegans in our Campfire talk room, and they're all talking about how we're going to do this next Deegan podcast with all the that's coming up here pretty quick. And I'm going, oh man, what did I do?
Yeah,
but
you have to wrangle them in.
Humor, I know, right? Just a little bit, just a little bit. And there, the cool thing is the respect is there, and that's the important thing. And I value that from them, and I value them too, because when you get down to nuts and bolts, they're just average people like us. They're just not afraid to show their sense of humor.
No. They just know when the cork belongs in and when the cork can be out.
That's right. That's exactly it. So do you have any conferences coming up? Like, are you going to CIS? You going to World CryptoCon or Litecoin Summit or anything like that, Jay?
I'm working it out. For me, 2 very young children right now. I've got my wife,
tough.
Everything, and she's been very understanding with everything. But it's hard when you got the kids. You work, in the car industry. It's a lot of hours. So you don't have a lot of time with the family. So I'm going to try and get out to a few of them. I haven't decided which ones I can get to. The ones that are usually in the Northeast are great for me.
Right.
And I can try to make my way to them, and I can drive to it and make it a day type of deal. I could usually get away with that. Las Vegas. So I don't know.
It's a little bit of a trek.
Yeah, but it's not even the trek. Just don't think my wife's going to let me go there. So.
You gotta talk to the family. You get yourself a sitter, and you bring the wife with you, and you get a room, and you guys have the time of your life, and she gets to see all these crypto freaks that you deal with every day.
She would love
that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You just gotta find someone to watch the kids. I know what it's like. Family always comes first, no matter what.
100%.
And when they realize that, what we're doing is for the family, what we're doing is for the future of all families, not just our own, because sometimes our spouses struggle to see the bigger picture that we are looking at, and it's easy to do because as an individual, you always tend to think about, well, there's always that, well, what about me? Right. And it's hard to separate yourself from that. Even today, even now, for doing what we do, there's always that crossing of the mind that says, well, what about me? And then you think, well, wait a minute, there's bigger fish to fry than that, right?
Yeah.
But it's getting them on that mindset that's the challenge, because not everybody sees it that way until they're in the space.
No, you're right.
When you feel that true feeling of just, wow, when somebody says, you said this and it changed my life, that the powerful emotions that come from hearing something like that is just so crazy.
Yeah.
And it just gives you that much more energy to want to do more
and push
for people. Yeah. And do whatever it takes. Oh my God. Okay. So I'm going to go to bed at 1:00 tonight because I'm on the phone. So what? I got time to sleep. I'll wake up, and when I wake up, and usually it's my phone going boo, 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 5 o'clock in the morning going, there's Twitter,
Yeah.
So it's all fun.
Yeah, man. It's a great time in this crypto sphere, and I enjoy every day of it. And sometimes I think I could get a little consumed, but hey, that's what this thing's all about, man. It's about, the revolution of bringing the new technology forward, and, a change in wealth, so to speak. The dynamic needs to change. People need to have the opportunity to dig themselves out, and with knowledge and awareness of the crypto space and the limited supply and demand, how that all works out in the long run. When people start to really grasp this and they get the education that comes from, like you said just now, Mitch, going to these conferences, going and trying to get people to come and meet with you to talk like you did today. And you got somebody signed up. Now he may go sign somebody up tomorrow, and that just trickles down. And that's the hard part, but it's also the fun part for us,
Right.
Just one thing, as far as like with Johnny, Johnny Litecoin, when I get around Johnny and you see what he's doing every day, he's a true inspiration. This guy figures out every single day a way to get out and promote cryptocurrency. He has his own company, his own business. He's got to work daily to push that and to do well within that spectrum. But every day he finds ways to get out to people, promote, and get in people's ears to sign up. I think he's had over 80 some odd or 90 some odd retailers sign up to accept. So
it's crazy.
I just always, whenever I could get out, and I met Johnny down in Washington Elite Summit. I was going down there looking to find somebody that could get me a provider that would accept crypto, but the retailer would get cash. Johnny hooked me up, and since meeting him, it's been nothing but positive things, and more than that, inspirational things. Because people like that, people like you, Mitch, people like I'm drawing a blank right now, but
it's easy to do.
Randy,
there's so many people.
I meant to say Randy that we were hanging with the other day when we were all together. A while
Clint
back.
Westwood.
Clint, these are just. I mean, you can't form relationships like this anywhere else. And again, I'm thankful to be a part of this community. I'm thankful to have been able to get in with everyone and talk to people and learn more about the space. And to be quite honest, my first coin I ever purchased was Litecoin. So that's my introduction to it, and that's my coin of choice to trade with when I'm trading and stuff like that. So again,
so what's your favorite shit coin? I'm gonna change this up a little bit. What's your favorite shit coin?
Oh man, well, I can't.
And I say shit coin. What's your favorite token? How's that? The non-big coin.
I mean, I would have to always say we're going. PAC isn't a token, but obviously we're a coin. I do. My favorite coin obviously is PAC.
Well, yeah.
No matter what it is, PAC's my favorite coin. You know why? Because I got on the ride with PAC in 2017. That ran.
Well, we're talking tokens.
Token wise, I'll go with Ethereum.
Really? Okay. Wow. That's cool.
If you want to go with token, I'll go with Ethereum. They've got They've got a very nice project. Obviously, they've been something that everybody's been that has forked off of them, and they use what they've done in their platform. So right now, until somebody takes them down, I'd say they're still at the top, for me.
Well, Ethereum really revolutionized the space with what they did for smart contracts and token issuance. Yeah. So no doubt that.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So before we close out here, let me ask you this. If you could replace your hands with any household object, what would it be?
Oh, man. Oh, God.
I love this one.
Household object. Well, I'd have to say it would be a glass of some sort. This way I could continuously have my nice Heineken Light.
Nice.
There you go. That'll work.
Some things are critical.
So you're going to have a glass or a chalice? Because it's always better to drink.
I would go with the chalice. Yeah, I would go with the chalice. I think you're right, Mitch. I think that's a much better option. I'd go with the chalice.
Are we going dual chalices, or are we doing chalice on one and something else on the other?
Ooh, a chalice and a mixer.
There we go. Now we're talking.
I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, so there's a few things I could think of for my hand, but that's not politically correct anymore nowadays.
Wait! Just because you got little ones, don't mean everything else dies.
I hear that. No, that's true. That is true. That is true, Mitch. That's a very good outlook. You're right about that.
Oh yeah.
Good times. God, this was awesome.
Dude, I'm so happy you guys had me on. It's an honor and a privilege to have been here with you guys, honestly. And I'm a big fan of the show, big supporter. I got my pin on tonight, guys.
Nice.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I love what you guys are doing. I love what you were doing here, guys. And thanks again for having me.
And it's ditto back at you, brother. 100%. I mean, seriously, we feel the same way about everybody that comes on the show. Thank you for saying, or setting up the appointment and setting up the schedule, to come on the podcast. It just feels good to be able to have these conversations and get them out to the rest of the community to enjoy as much as we do, and that's to me what it's about. So,
just sharing the information.
It's just as humbling, right, Professor? It's just as humbling having all the support from our community and all of the support of the people that come on the show. It's a win-win all the way around. So you guys are killing it.
Keep doing it. Keep killing it.
It was an honor to have you here.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. Hey, listen, PACglobal.io, if I could just pitch it real quick.
Pitch it, baby.
Do it.
PACglobal.io. Go there today. Download the new wallet. We went from proof of work to proof of stake, guys. That means consistent block times, 1 minute, 50 seconds, total block, 150 seconds, 2 minutes, 30 seconds total. All right. And with that being said, transactions, less than 2 seconds. That means whenever you do a transaction with the new masternode setup that we have, that transaction's instantly processed and confirmed on the masternode network through long-lived masternode quorums within 2 seconds time. Great for retailer adoption. Excellent for use case opportunities, and that's what we look to do. PAC Global.
So you just did, right? You just made the Crypto Campfire open a tip log wallet for PAC Global.
Oh, dude.
And we're gonna have to test that transaction speed.
There we go.
With some PAC tokens.
See how it is. Look in this description. We're gonna have it.
Download the wallet.
We'll have a wallet in this description. See how fast it hits.
And hey, listen, you got proof of stake too, so you'll be able to stake your coins once they get there.
Beautiful.
You need 10,000 coins. I'll make sure you get plenty of them.
Right on, brother.
Perfect.
All right, hey, thanks again, Jay, for coming on the show. It was awesome having you. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it again.
Rock
and I look forward to seeing you soon, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Take it easy, man.
We'll talk to you soon.
Fellas, take it easy now.
Peace, brother.
Peace, bro. Have a good one now.
You too. I spent quite a bit of time talking with him when we were in Philly, and for that Friday that we were there, and just really solid conversation, and to have candid talk like that is just awesome, and it's kind of just how we do it here on the show.
Oh yeah, I love getting people like that have just crazy backgrounds that don't seem like they would end up in crypto, right? Like the automotive industry and football, among other things. And then you're in crypto. You know, it's like
Right.
it grabs a hold of you and it sucks you in. And then once you get in here,
And you're part of a token or you're part of a coin.
Yeah,
Kind of
before
like,
you know it.
Sound
Yeah,
familiar?
sounds familiar.
Right? I'm a carpenter
crazy.
and all of a sudden I'm freaking part owner of a freaking project, right? I mean, who would have thunk?
It's
and
about
then a podcast
effort, and it's about,
yeah.
you know, when you come into a space and you
It's
have
about
drive and
passion.
determination and passion for
Yes.
something, you know, you're going to
Yes.
find your way into whatever it is. And it's not only crypto. I mean, you could go into the makeup industry, and if you were passionate enough about it, you'd be working for some crazy ass place and you'd be like killing it. You know, it's about finding what you love and putting everything
Makeup,
you've got into it. I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm. I just want
I think I want to be a tube of lipstick.
Yes.
Anyways,
all right, guys,
so-
check the Crypto Campfire merch store tomorrow. We're gonna have Mitch lipstick available. No
Oh,
refunds.
You know,
no promises.
Right, no promises at all. Oh my god, dude, the merch store. Fuck, that was so cool. That was so cool, and to see so many people going in there, and you know, I showed that one guy. You remember a couple weeks back when I went to his place in town, and he owns a handyman shop.
Yes.
And I had talked to him about crypto and stuff like that. And
Yep.
he said, well, we got to get together. Well, we've gotten together, right? And showed him the website and, you know, got him hooked on the Crypto Campfire. So he's all set up listening to that and the merch store. And he's like, oh my God, look at this stuff. He goes, that's pretty awesome, you know? And he's flipping through. He goes, this is pretty impressive. He goes, who are those people? I said, I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out myself. And that's where I said, where did the professor get these people to model this shit? I don't understand.
I thought you were
So
no, hold on. Let's talk about that for a second, because when you said that comment, it was in response to Clint Westwood's video on Twitter where he was wearing a Crypto Campfire shirt. And so I thought that was a sarcastic comment about the fact that you gave Clint that shirt before the merch store was out. And it was just a joke about like, well, you know, it's a good thing that Clint has it now so he can model it immediately when the merch store is released instead of waiting till he gets his shirt. So
oh no,
on totally
I was legitimately talking about the models that modeled our shirts that are on. How does that happen? I don't get it. It's not like.
Are you actually
Whatever.
asking that, or are you joking?
I'm
really?
serious. I kind of get it. It's not really a model wearing our shirt,
Right, but
it fucking looks like a model wearing our shirt. Okay. Placeit.net, huh?
you can build all
Really?
the mock-ups. Yeah, you just throw a logo up there, and then all of a sudden I have a picture of a person wearing a T-shirt.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not fucking with you. It's for real.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's, you know, okay. So remember we've had this conversation about you showed me a video that somebody made, and I was like, oh yeah, that's where you just like you upload your logo and it makes a video. That's the same place.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. I'm on the right page now.
Yeah, and you know
Wow.
the giveaway picture for the coffee mug where it was like our mug with the coffee pouring into it?
Yeah.
Same place.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. The adoption thing is just like going nuts. This grassroots movement of all of these seed planters, you know, is just really cool. I'm really stoked about that and how that's all working out.
I can't
Got
believe
really
how
loud
fast
there
it
for-
moved. Like,
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like boom, 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 and it's just like whoa. Look at the map, dude. I took pictures of the map. I'm looking at the map going, what the fuck?
the whole
Where
world.
are all these people?
Yep.
Yeah, right. So we got some good guests coming up. We got the scheduling's going pretty well. Crypto Twitter's just booming. The chat group, right? So like guys, if you're interested in like hanging out with everybody outside of Twitter, you know, we have a Telegram group, the Crypto Campfire. Check that out. You can find that link on our Twitter page, and that's a lot of fun. And then check out our website. We have an awesome merch store thanks to the professor. He's done quite the build on this whole website and the merch store and just everything in general. I can't thank him enough. Just talented individual with a hell of a lot of patience, because I don't know how he pulls it all off. But,
I don't have
you
much
know,
for patience.
And you know, just the teamwork that we are able to put in and achieve. So definitely feed off each other, and we feed off this community like no end. Thank you so much for all your support, guys. We really mean it. We do this for you. This is the main reason we do it, because if it wasn't for you, they'd be boring as hell to do. That being said, we hope you enjoy the show. Thank you for listening. Thanks for following us. Thanks for tuning in and, subscribing on YouTube. All of that stuff helps promote the project and promote the podcast, and not just promote, but reach more people. Promote is such a tough word, because we do just want to reach more people, right? And put the information and share the experience with as many as we can is all.
100%. And you can help us with that by going to iTunes and leaving us a review on iTunes.
Some of these magazines that are out are going to start, I think, doing some type of write-ups. So I'm kind of excited about that. We've
got some cool stuff coming up there.
We got some cool stuff coming up. And Mr. Hargrave's coming on the show here in the end of October.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. And you know what? That connection and that conversation was just total raw. It was awesome. Really excited about seeing him and having him on the show. That's going to be off the hook. We got a lot of good guests coming up, and the Deegan podcast, obviously. So all that stuff being said, guys, you have yourselves a fabulous evening, fabulous day, whatever time it is, and enjoy the hell out of it, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring.
Take it easy.
Peace.